Hey everyone, welcome to Toys of Primus, and it has been a few months since I've uploaded anything to this channel, mainly because I wanted to take a break for a while, because sometimes I just don't feel like uploading anything. I just need to take a break. But the more I look around this place, the more I'm like, oh right, I have things to make videos about, and I have a lot of catching up to do. So in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Spider-Man Final Battle Playset from Spider-Man 3. This is a set that I have previously opened up in the past, many years ago, and then I just put everything back in the box. I think I opened this up to do a small like stop-motion animation thing with Transformers, which was awful, by the way. All of my old stop-motion animation videos are terrible. But anyways, this has over 20 features. It's over 2 feet tall. 3 action figures included. It comes with Spider-Man, Venom, and Goblin. Or as they call him in Spider-Man 3, he goes by New Goblin, but pretty much Green Goblin, or New Goblin, whichever one you want to call him by. Technically it comes with 4 figures because it comes with this massive... well, it's actually part of the set piece, but it comes with a really big Sandman accessory here, or set piece, whatever you want to call it. It's actually part of the playset. So there he is. So hey, if Marvel Legends don't make a new Sandman from the new Spider-Man No Way Home movie, at least I have this awesome one right here that's part of the playset. And I also have the retro one, mint on card, by the way. So Spider-Man No Way Home, I did see it when it came out last year in December, I think, and I did enjoy it quite a bit. I even have the steelbook right there. And yeah, looking forward to seeing the next big Marvel film, which is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and of course Thor: Love and Thunder. But this set here, the reason why I wanted to make a video about it is because, well, it very much reminds me of the final battle in Spider-Man No Way Home. I mean, I'm sure this can be compatible with other action figures, even though the giant set piece was a Statue of Liberty in Spider-Man No Way Home, and this is like a giant like construction set or whatever. So take a look at the back of it. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit this giant set piece in the frame of the camera. I might have to move the camera back a bit, but there you can see the 2 kids demonstrating the playability features of this. Also comes with a glowing spotlight, but I already know I don't have any batteries for that, so I apologize ahead of time if I won't be able to properly demonstrate that in this video. But elevator has a secret trapdoor floor, which is pretty cool. Catapult platform for Spider-Man, and whatever that is. Part of the elevator or crane, or I'm assuming that piece is there, maybe not. Take a look at it. Here's some other action figures that also came out in the past, during the time when Spider-Man 3 was huge and all the toys for it was coming out. Oh, also, yeah, I suppose you could put Goblin there on this piece to make it look like he's gliding by. Raise and lower the capture cage on crane. Alright. Oh, and there's a feature on the Sandman. You get Spider-Man stuck there in his stomach. And what's cool about this, you can lift the front flap up to see what the entire playset will look like when it's mostly put together. Alright, so I'm going to cut the video right here and remove everything from the box and assemble it. My goodness, look at all of this I have to put together. But as I was taking Sandman out of the packaging here, I noticed he had a really cool feature to him that I didn't even see on the back of the box anywhere. But if you look at the back of Sandman, there's a button, and if you push that button, his head goes flying off. And I was trying to catch that, but apparently it missed my hand. So I never knew that. It's a cool little feature there. So I'll pop his head back in, pop the other leg of Sandman on to fully assemble him. If I can do it, can I do it? There we go. There it is. This is awesome. Look how, oh man, this is going to be so cool once I get this all together. Here, I'll move the camera down a bit if I can. And there we go. And he's massive too. I mean, he's bigger than a typical like 5-inch figure. So I think I'm gonna bring out some other Marvel Legends out here once I get this together and see if they can actually go with this playset. Alright, so I'm almost done here. I just got done putting on most of the stickers and I have some more stuff to assemble, but I was taking a look at the spotlight here and I unscrewed the panel, and I noticed this takes like 2 AAA batteries, which I did have laying around. So I will install the batteries to demonstrate the spotlight once I get this all together. Sandman, where are you going, Sandman? Come back into the frame of the camera. So here is the Spider-Man 3 Final Battle Playset fully assembled. Here, I'll move the camera up so you can see more of it. And this thing has lots of fun features. Now on the box it says around 20 features, but I counted less than that unless I miscounted. But first I'm going to start off by showing the figures it comes with. So here is a small Spider-Man figure, if my camera can get that into focus. Hold on, give me a second. There it goes. Just a small Spider-Man from Spider-Man 3. Waist articulation, articulated arms, and the head does turn. So about 1, 2, 3, 4 points of articulation. And I think it's the same amount of articulation for the other figures as well. So here is Venom. Waist moves, arms moves, and the head. I do wish the Spider logo, or his infamous Venom logo, was a bit brighter on the suit there. I would like to maybe buy some white paint and paint over his logo to make it really stand out. But there you go. There's Venom. And finally, Goblin, or New Goblin as he's called. There we go. As you can see, the detail on him looks pretty good. Not bad for a miniature figure. Alright. So I'll go over the articulation again. The waist moves on this guy. Both arms move. And the head. The head on this is slightly stiff, but that's alright. They're all kind of stuck in this dynamic pose. And here is the glider for Goblin here. Come on, camera. There we go. There's the bottom of it. They did added some paint details, which is pretty nice. And there's 2 pegs on the glider to put Goblin on. And you could have him flying around on this thing. Now there is a piece way up there, this piece right here, where the glider attaches to, and there's 2 ways to attach this. You could either attach it from the back or from the side. And I could demonstrate that to you guys right now. Alright, so to attach the glider to this extra piece right here that's hanging off the part of the construction playset, you could just plug it right in the back of the glider where the thruster usually is. And it's going to be a tight fit, so you really have to... There we go. You really have to squeeze on it there. And now he looks like he's gliding. And this does rotate around completely, so you could have him gliding upside down if you want. Right there. We'll zoom in on that a little bit. There we go. And you could bring it right side up. Once again, my camera, my apologies for the camera going out of focus. There you go. And also kind of position it how you want. Make it look like he's flying around. So the other way to display this is from the side. And once again, it's such a tight fit, so you have to apply a lot of pressure to it. So there's the other peg hole on the side there, and you can just plug that in. It's going to be, once again, a tight squeeze, a tight fit. There we go. And now he looks like that. And once again, you can rotate this piece around, make it look like he's maybe going in different directions with this, with the glider, and he just fell off, but that's okay. At least you guys get the idea. One cool thing about this playset is that it comes with an elastic string. As you can see, it kind of stretches out a bit, and you can make Spider-Man sort of like hold on to this to make it look like his spider web, or his you know, the web that shoots out of his wrist there. Now he doesn't hold on to it very good. He doesn't really get a tight grip on it, so you might have to maybe wrap it around his entire arm and just kind of like tie it into a knot. Not a tight knot, but just good enough to make sure it's around his wrist there. There we go. Now it looks like he's web slinging, which is pretty cool. Make him kick Venom. Well, Venom is on a peg, so that's why Venom's not falling over. But there you go. Once again, it's elastic, so good to pull him down. He bounces right back up. So that's one cool feature there. Alright, next up I want to take a look at the trap doors here. So there are a bunch of pegs on the trap door to stand a figure on. However, I think if you put the figure on the peg, it's not going to fall completely all the way through. So I just stand Spider-Man somewhere in the center there, and there is a lever here. If I just pull back on the lever, and Spider-Man fell back, avoiding the trap door. But I'll try that again, but this time I will lay Spider-Man down. Maybe it'll be easier that way. Or maybe I could stand him up like this. He's just going to keep falling over. So yeah, I'll just lay him down like that. And then I'll pull the lever, and he falls through at this bottom part right there. Where there's actually... Here. I'm going to have to zoom in on that. There you go. There's actually a, I guess, a webbing down here of some sort. It looks like Venom's webbing. And there's a lever down here for you to, I guess, make the figure fall completely all the way through. Or, if I could just adjust this, you can also move the lever the other way and maybe try to fling him out. But he's, as you can see, he gets sort of tangled up in the Venom web down there through the trapdoor. So that's a fun feature. If I can zoom in a bit. There we go. So that's a fun feature with the trap door above here. Once again, it has a lever to just move it forward and set it back in place, and just set a figure on there. It'll fall through onto that bottom portion there. And what's cool about this bottom layer here with the web, you could launch a figure into it, I'm assuming. So let's see if I could do this. So here's like a panel right here where you could just fling a figure over. And I tried this before and I missed a few times, but I was able to launch it into that bottom section. So I'm going to miss it probably. Yeah, I missed it. I'll try it again. There we go, did it. So it's a fun lever down here you could launch figures off of for extra playability options, I guess. I really can do without it, but it exists and it's there. Alright, so I'm going to get to Sandman soon, don't worry. I'm going to save him for last. but if you just rotate the playset around to this side where this orange elevator is, it has a fun little feature that I can show to you right now. So let's say if you want to put Spider-Man in this elevator, you can, right? He's in there. And you can move the elevator up and down. However, it's kind of difficult to do that because of how tightly fitted the elevator is in this playset. So you have to probably grab one part of the playset with one hand in order to move this elevator with the other hand. So it goes up, and it goes down, and it goes back up again. Once again, it's tightly fitted in there, so it's kind of hard to move the elevator, and you'll end up moving the entire playset if you don't, hold on to it with the other hand. But another cool feature that the elevator has is that it has a trap door. If you just pull down on the tab here, and Spider-Man falls through to the bottom. If I could just, yeah, there we go. So I'll show that again to you guys. And all you have to do is just snap the bottom trap door into place. And once again, for the trapdoor, and there goes Spider-Man. So the next cool feature about this playset is the spotlight here. As I showed earlier, it takes about 2 AAA batteries in the panel right here. So you have to kind of, just rotate it around, unscrew it right there, take the panel off, and put in batteries. There's no easier way to get to the panel, so you just have to rotate it at that angle and unscrew it with the screwdriver. But there is a button on the back right there, or a switch, and once you push that, it shows like a red spotlight. See if I could lower one of the lights there. There it is, which is pretty cool. And as you can see, it's kind of bright. I mean, it shines on objects pretty well. Rotate Sandman here. Yeah. So there's the spotlight, which is pretty cool. And it's activated by the switch on the back once again. Right there. Okay. And I suppose you could put a figure in there if you want to. However, there's no pegs to peg the figure on, so I guess he kind of holds on to the barriers there, so that's good enough. And you could move the spotlight on the crane here forward, and Spider-Man just fell out of it. That's why I mentioned there should be pegs in there so the figure can stay in place. But yeah, get forward and back like that. Once again, you're gonna probably have to hold on to the playset with one hand somewhere so you could move it with the other hand. And if I can get Spider-Man back up here into the crane, hopefully he won't fall this time. He's sliding around, and the whole thing just came off. So it's easy to reattach. It's not a big deal, but I feel like this part could have been done better. All right, so this cage, I feel like it's kind of pointless. It says you could like lower and raise it, and that's by manually doing that. So if I just unpeg the string here, so the way you manually raise the cage is just pull up on the string and the cage will lift up, and then just lower it down. And let's say if I put Spider-Man in there, and yeah, there's a peg in the cage, which makes sense, right? See the peg on the bottom? Yeah, so if I can just get Spider-Man to just stand in the cage somehow. There we go. There we go. Hold on. He is... Okay, now he's secured in there. So, when I pull up on the string... The hook came free from the cage. Gonna have to reattach that. Okay, there we go. And now, if I pull up on the string, and Spidey's in there. Once again, I feel like this part could also be done better. But it's a nice little addition to the playset. And let's say if you want to put it up about this high, you could probably peg that on to the back piece there. And what's cool about that is now he's elevated off the ground, right? And you can swing Sandman around to, I guess, sort of punch him. So, yeah, like that, which is pretty cool. So that's also another option right there. Alright, so finally, let's get to Sandman himself. As I just showed you, you can kind of swing him around on the base that he's standing on. It's pretty neat. So far, the only articulation he has is, well, his right arm. It just goes up like that, rawr, and then he kind of just goes back down like that, right? He has a soft midsection in his upper torso to make it look like a character is sort of like punching or kicking into him. So if I grab Spidey here, and I'm just gonna remove the cage so it doesn't get in the way too much. There's one good thing about the cage. You could take it off this hook there on the crane. Right, so here's Spider-Man, and let's say he's swinging by, kicks Sandman. Oh no, his foot gets stuck in his stomach. There, I'll zoom in so you guys can see that just a tiny bit better. There you go. So now Spider-Man's stuck in there. Oh no. But he also has a button on the back, and if you push the button, his head goes flying off. Which is something I did not know. I didn't see that feature anywhere on the box. I'm not sure if it was even in the instruction. It might have been in the instructions, but I first noticed it when I was taking it out of the box, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Because once again, I did open up this set long time ago to do a stop motion video, but I did not fully assemble the playset correctly. So this is actually my first time assembling everything together with the stickers and the figures and the rest of the pieces. Alright, so one last thing about Sandman here. So if I rotate the playset around towards the back of Sandman, there is a lever right there. And that lever, well, what happens if I push down on that? I'm going to have to hold out my arm. He falls completely over. So that's one cool feature right there for Sandman. If you want to make it look like the characters are about to defeat him, you can push down on that lever and he falls completely over. This part, let's see. There, yeah, okay. So he goes back on that just fine. He's able to swing around. So, there you go. That's the Spider-Man 3 Final Battle Playset. Alright, so I dug through my Marvel Legends collection and I brought out Spider-Man from Spider-Man Far From Home and Iron Spider from Avengers Infinity War just to see if these will be compatible with this playset. Alright, so from the looks of it, it looks like you can use Marvel Legends figures with this Spider-Man 3 Final Battle playset. I put the Spider-Man, which one is this? Far From Home on this crane string here to make it look like he's, I guess, swinging around. And you can use Sandman here to swing around and punch him like, rah, just like he was trying to do in Spider-Man No Way Home. So this is great, actually, because when Hasbro finally decides to make the Marvel Legends of all three Spider-Mans and the other villains that was from the Spider-Man No Way Home movie, I could probably, or I could maybe recommend this as a good playset to use with those Marvel Legends figures once they come out with the rest of them. But yeah, it's somewhat compatible. I mean, I don't think I could put any of these guys in the elevator because they might be too big. As you could see from the size of this elevator, it's mostly useful for 3 to 4 inch figures. I mean, I could try to fit Iron Spidey in there, but I doubt it would work. Let's see. I probably would have to try to put him in from the bottom of the trapdoor. Maybe fold the arms in, straighten out the legs. Yeah, too big. Marvel Legends cannot Here, as you can see right there, yeah, that's about as much as it could fit in that elevator, which is kind of funny. But you can make it look like, make it look like, dang. Okay, well, I don't want to accidentally break one of his fingers off, so I'll just use his foot. Make it look like he's about to kick Sandman and he gets his foot stuck in there. If I can get his foot in there. There we go. Jeez. It's usually never that rough, but you can make it work. There we go. And maybe get him into a pose like that. How awesome is that? Look at that. Totally works well with your Marvel Legends Spider-Man figures. That is awesome. I think I accidentally pushed a button on his back for his head. There we go. Now it's assembled on there pretty good. But yeah, that's awesome. As for the catapult on the bottom there, well, I don't know if I could launch a 5-inch figure off of that, but I could try. Let's see. Take Spider-Man off of this. Right? And let's see. Alright, Spidey. Get ready to fly. I know you're a 5-inch figure, but we're going to test this out. I think I can get this. Maybe. Hold on. Oh, geez, he went way up. Come on, I can do this. That didn't work. Oh, almost had it that time. Oh, Jesus. Finally! Finally! Okay. So you can catapult 5-inch figures, or at least 5-inch Spider-Man figures off of this into the bottom part here under the trapdoor. So that's fun. That's fun. Speaking of trapdoor, will a 5-inch figure... Well, I assume a 5-inch figure would work. Uh-oh. The battery on my camera is getting really low. So I apologize, guys. Let's see here. I think I could get it to work, but just the way I have it positioned is kind of weird. And I have to stop recording soon because the battery power is getting extremely low. Come on. You know what? Let's see. I'll set him down like this. And... no. Might be a little bit too big. I feel like if you stand them up, you can get it to work just fine. Alright, so anyways, that is the Spider-Man 3 Final Battle Playset. Thanks for watching this video of my first time really assembling this and doing a review for it. Since I've had this for so many years, and now I finally get to put it to use for a fun YouTube video review. Alright, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay awesome.